New grants for your business. And if you'd like us to cover your city and your state, make sure you drop your city and state in the comment section below so we can make sure that we cover you. Grants for the month of January. Happy New Year. So this month, we have many grants, from business boost grants, to startup grants, to multi-round grants, to up to $20,000 in grants, and grants in many states. Let's get started. From AskRinde, welcome. Please subscribe to the #1 community for real estate income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new grants are for the month of January, those that are expiring, you need to apply now. Make sure you watch the video till the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So we're going to be sharing with you new grants every month. From work from home grants, to SBA grants, to small business grants, to self-employed grants, to fast grants, to financial assistance grants, to startup grants, and much more. And we're going to be updating our calendar section on my website, AskRinde.com, where you can download January's grants list. Also, if you'd like to learn more about how to get money for your startup business, specifically startup grants and seed capital for your business, make sure you connect with us by going to my website at AskRinde.com and inquire about our startup incubator. We're going to be launching a startup incubator this year to help startup businesses specifically with startup grants, where to find them, as well as seed funding for your business. So we look forward to actually seeing you in the AskRinde incubator. You can actually go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started today. #1, Iowa City, Johnston County, the underestimated small business grant program, $3,500 to up to $20,000 in grants. So the Greater Iowa City Community Foundation in the South of 6 Business District is administering this new grant program for entrepreneurs and small business in Iowa City. So this program is specifically meant to focus on and help businesses that have been disproportionately affected by not only pandemic, but also have lack of access to capital as well as funding and resources for their business. Historically, businesses that have been underserved have had a harder time in recovering from things such as pandemic as well as economic downturn. They actually have a harder time in not only getting more customers, but keeping their businesses open, but more importantly, getting access to a plan that will keep them in business for years to come. So Iowa City has launched this program specifically to help those who've been not only underserved, but also underestimated in the sense where they don't have access or the will or the resolve or think that they qualify to get access to specific capital. And they're making this grant program as a catalyst to help them give a glimpse into what can be possible if they reach for this. So this is actually part of their inclusive economic plan that they've rolled out. And this program is actually meant to boost these businesses, specifically those in the qualified census tract area. And the great thing about this grant program is that it can actually be used for business expenses, improvements, as well as upgrades to the business. Now, one of the best things I like about this grant program is that it's actually a multi-round grant. So this is actually a multi-round grant, and they have 3 rounds. Now, to qualify to apply for this $3,500 to up to $20,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. #1, as I shared earlier, your business must be located in the qualified census tract location. So they're actually focusing on those underestimated businesses, those underserved businesses specifically in those areas. #2, your business must be located in Johnston County. And finally, #3, your business must be 51% minority owned or underserved group owned in order to qualify for this $3,500 to up to $20,000 in grants. So these grants open on January 1st of 2025, and the deadline to apply is January 31st of 2025. So if you'd like to get more information and apply for this $3,500 to up to $20,000 in grants, you can actually do so by going directly to their website at greateriowacity.com. #2, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, $10,000 in grants. So Milwaukee actually has a new plan to launch a grant program that's quite unique for entrepreneurs as well as startup businesses. So Milwaukee County and the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation has set aside about $2 million to develop this new small business development grant program. And as I shared, this is actually something that they've been working on for quite a while. And they have plans to actually launch this out to help businesses specifically that are looking to establish brick and mortar storefronts. So we've been seeing this now since probably the second quarter of 2024, that there are many grants that have been rolling out to support retail. Retail has taken a huge hit, not only since the pandemic, but with all the changes happening with AI and also online really surging, retail and foot traffic businesses have taken quite a hit. But the great thing about retail is that it actually feeds back revenues to these municipalities. So you're seeing a lot of those who actually have remaining ARPA funds and have funds that they're looking to roll out grant programs. They're incentivizing businesses to go into the retail space, to establish brick and mortars, to establish places where they actually are taking out leases or buying buildings, and they're giving them the money to be able to not only get them started in that, but sustain them in it. So this is actually such a grant program that they've seen the need, and it feeds back to them again to generate tax revenues for the county. So they're actually giving this grant out in order to incentivize businesses with this $10,000 to launch brick and mortar storefronts. So out of the $2 million that they've allocated, they've earmarked about $250,000 to provide $10,000 grants to 25 businesses. Those businesses actually have to be launching brick and mortar stores in commercial spaces. So to qualify to apply for this $10,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number one, you must have a brick and mortar or planning to actually establish a brick and mortar location, as I've shared. They actually are giving you the grant specifically for that type of business. Number two, you must be located in Milwaukee County. And finally, number three, you must be planning to open one county residence and spend up to $50,000 so that they can actually provide you the $10,000 towards actually establishing that. So the goal for this grant program in Milwaukee is to actually launch the program and open up in 2025. We'll be watching to actually let you know the rollout date, but this is one that if you fit the criteria in that location, you need to be watching out for. It's $10,000 that'll be up for grabs for you, as your business can actually use that to be able to launch. So this is very important to actually stay in tune with us, as we'll be sharing with you when this actually rolls out and is available for you. So if you'd like to get more information and find out when this grant program will launch, you can actually go directly to their website at wedc.org. We'll also have information here at AskRinde. You can actually reach out to us on our website at AskRinde.com so we can provide you with a rollout for that particular $10,000 grant. Number three, California, Richmond, the ARPA Business Support Grant Program. $5,000 to $10,000 in grants. So the city of Richmond has launched this new ARPA Small Business Support Grant Program to be able to help businesses that are in that location thrive and also keep their doors open and expand. And this grant program is actually inclusive of much more than the norm. Many times grant programs actually have limits. As we've seen recently and as I've shared, there are many that are allocating funds specifically just for retail. This grant program is a little different in that it's actually is more inclusive of different businesses and different business types. And the focus of this grant program is on three things: sustainability, capacity, as well as growth. So that's very important to actually have those, and to have a grant program not only focus on those three things, which is important to every single business, but to actually be all-inclusive makes this actually a very good grant program for businesses in this location to apply for. And as I shared earlier, the great thing about this grant program is that it's actually inclusive of many other business types outside of just retail. So home-based businesses can apply for this grant, as well as those who are looking to establish brick and mortar locations. And the grant will be given in two phases. Phase 1 runs through January 20th of 2025, and Phase 2 is set to launch in spring of 2025. Now they actually have a tier system based on the business type as well as the type of entrepreneur that's applying for this grant. So for solo entrepreneurs, they can actually apply for $5,000 in grants. For businesses that actually have 2 to 5 employees, they can apply for up to $7,500 in grants. And for businesses that actually have 5 or more employees, they can actually apply for $10,000 in grants. And to qualify to apply for this up to $10,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number one, you must be located in Richmond. Number two, you must complete a 4-hour free business consultation class. They actually require this as part of the requirements to apply for this grant program. And finally, number three, you must have revenues of less than $1 million in your business on an annual basis. So the deadline to apply for this $5,000 to $10,000 in grants is January 20th at 5 p.m. And as I shared, that's specifically for Phase 1. Phase 2 will be rolling out in spring of 2025. So if you'd like to get more information on this $5,000 to $10,000 in grants, you can actually go directly to their website at rencenter.org. Number 4, North Carolina, the One North Carolina Small Business Grant Program. So the One North Carolina Grant Program is a key grant program that focuses specifically on businesses that are engaged in the active research and development that lead to commercial products. And in helping and assisting these businesses and expanding their network, they actually are key and instrumental in working with 2 key federal programs, specifically the SBIR and the SDTR, or better known as America's Seed Fund. So this is actually not only relevant to these businesses that are in this specific sector, but any business anywhere in any sector, you want to focus on those seed funds that are actually specific for your industry. And in this case, the One North Carolina Small Business Grant Program works with these two federal technology programs in order to help these businesses scale up and get access to capital to actually assist them in rolling their visions out, rolling their plans out, and implementing, expanding their businesses. So we've shared here many times on my channel regarding the SBIR and as well as the STTR. Now for this particular grant program, the One North Carolina Small Business Grant Program, they've actually separated it into two pools. So for the first pool, it's called the Incentive Fund. It's actually a pool of $444,444, and it's specifically meant to help these businesses with reimbursement where they actually are going for phase one before the SBIR or the STTR. So this all interconnected with these technology programs, and they want to make sure that the businesses are queued up and they have the support and as well as the funding that they need to execute and get into these programs to actually scale up more and get access to launch their visions out. So phase one focuses specifically on reimbursement and pulling from the $444,444 in order to allocate funds to the businesses that actually qualify and help them get access to the capital for that phase before they go to the SBIR or the STTR. Now for the second pool, these are matching funds, and they've allocated about $3.6 million, and this is more like a match grant. So we've talked about match grants where generally with match grants, there's a match. You're going to actually put up a certain amount and they will match that. Or they will actually they will be the first to put the match up, and they'll tell you based on what they're putting up, you will have the obligation to put up a certain amount. But these are what they call matching funds. So this fund is actually a little bit larger, much larger than the other one, but they're actually match funds that are available to help these businesses go through the phases working with these technology programs. So the deadline to apply for the One North Carolina Small Business Grant Program, if you fit the criteria and you're looking at research as well as development for commercial products, you can actually apply for this particular grant. The deadline is going to be June 30th of 2025, and then I highly encourage you to get involved with this program and start to actually learn more, because they have access to not only many resources, but ways to actually scale your business. Their network is vast. So if you'd like to get more information and apply for the grants that are available, getting you into these federal technology programs, you can actually do so by going directly to their website at commerce.nc.gov. So these are just a few of the new grants for the month of January. Couldn't include all the grants as we try not to keep the videos too long. If you'd like us to cover your city and your state, make sure you drop your city and state in the comment section below, and we'll make sure that we cover you. Also, this year we're going to be focusing much more on startup grants as well as startup businesses that need seed capital in order to expand and grow their businesses and launch their vision. Many companies and many businesses are suffering from lack of capital to start up. There are many different types of grants, but we want to focus specifically this year on startup grants and getting access and giving businesses access to startup grants and where to find them. So we're going to be doing that through our AskRinde incubator. If you'd like to learn more about the incubator and get involved, you can actually reach out directly to us by going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me anytime. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.